Every time China does something like this, Taiwan actually gains a lot of international support and recognition, because often the way that these interactions between China and Taiwan are portrayed by many media outlets in the West is China is basically the antagonist or the aggressor, and Taiwan is basically the good guy. And that is actually a very accurate representation, because 99.999% of the time, that is exactly what's going on. In fact, if China didn't occasionally freak out every time one of these minor incidents occurred, Taiwan would probably be a lot less well known than it currently is. So in a weird way, China is, in a sense, actually helping Taiwan. John Oliver and his team recently did a segment focusing specifically on Taiwan, and it is brilliant. Hey everybody, my name is Nathan, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't seen the segment by John Oliver, I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video, so please do yourself a favor and go and take a look at it. The first thing that I really like about this particular segment is that it really does humanize Taiwan. What I mean by that is that it shines a light on Taiwan and shows the world that Taiwan is more than how it is often portrayed by international media outlets. Taiwan is home to 23+ million people. They have families, jobs, they are parents, they have children, and everything else that goes with that. Taiwan is more than just a bargaining chip used by powerful countries. Taiwan is also more than just the place that makes your tech. And it certainly isn't just that island that China claims as theirs. There is so much more to Taiwan than just that. The people of Taiwan are friendly, smart, polite, hardworking, and very entrepreneurial. It's a foodie's paradise. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's safe. It's self-sufficient. Taiwan has so much going for it. The segment also briefly touches on why Taiwan is very important in regards to semiconductors and tech and other things like that. Because, as I've mentioned many times in this channel, it's an undeniable fact that Taiwan plays a key and crucial role in the global tech supply chain. Another point worth mentioning is that Taiwan is in fact a relatively young democracy, an incredibly vibrant democracy, and as a result, it is the most democratic country in the region, despite the constant harassment that it has to put up with from China. The next thing I like about this segment is that it really does shine a light on Taiwan and brings Taiwan sort of to the surface and to the attention, I should say, of a much wider and more international audience. In fact, one of the main reasons or objectives of this particular channel is in fact to shine a light on Taiwan, and it's something that I've been trying to do for quite a few years now with varying degrees of success. Many international media outlets often portray Taiwan in a certain way, and it's not an inaccurate portrayal, but it's not a sort of complete portrayal of Taiwan. They just kind of show you one sort of aspect of Taiwan or one sort of dimension of Taiwan, but Taiwan's, it's much more multifaceted than that. There's so much more happening here, so much more going on, and it truly is quite remarkable and quite an incredible country. But, to be fair, I'm pretty much a one-man show. I don't have a whole crew of writers and videographers and cinematographers and, guys working in audio and things like that. It's basically just me, my tripod, my Nikon D5600, which is a very entry-level camera, a few little microphones and gadgets and things like that, but it's not a very complex setup. It's a very basic, straightforward setup. So I basically do everything. I come up with the concept, write the script, film it, edit it, add the subtitles, go out and do all that stuff. I'm not going to walk you through the entire process now. It's probably a little bit boring, but yeah, there's a lot of work involved. That's why I feel so thankful when larger, more well-established organizations take on the tough topics, such as Taiwan. I'd argue that every time China provokes Taiwan or tries to manipulate a country, person, or company to apologize for calling Taiwan a country, or for not including Taiwan on a map of China. Every time China does something like this, Taiwan actually gains a lot of international support and recognition, because often the way that these interactions between China and Taiwan are portrayed by many media outlets in the West is China is basically the antagonist or the aggressor, and Taiwan is basically the good guy. And that is actually a very accurate representation because 99.999% of the time, that is exactly what's going on. In fact, if China didn't occasionally freak out every time one of these minor incidents occurred, Taiwan would probably be a lot less well known than it currently is. So in a weird way, China is, in a sense, actually helping Taiwan. The next thing that I really like about this segment is that they actually made a segment about Taiwan. Let me elaborate. It's not an easy thing to do, and I don't think many people truly understand the implications of making content that talks about Taiwan and points out China's bad behavior. Currently, almost everyone is capitulating and kowtowing to China, specifically for financial reasons. I get it. Business will always follow the money. It's the nature of business. It's very hard to be completely moral and run a successful company. What they don't get, though, is that no matter how much they kowtow to China, they will eventually get thrown under the bus in an instant for no good reason at all. At the end of the day, China doesn't give a flying fuckaroo about them. So the fact that the Last Week Tonight crew actually went ahead and did this is a very ballsy move, because I'm pretty sure they're all very intelligent and clever people, and they know what the implications are when making content like this for an international audience, especially because they're well established, they got a large fan base, a lot of followers, and they have the potential to reach millions and millions of people. It basically guarantees that they'll be banned from the Chinese market if they already aren't banned and they know it. And it goes further than just the show. Any investors or people involved with the show in any way will probably have a hard time doing business in China or getting into the Chinese market in the near future. The video did very well in terms of engagement, and when I watched it, it had around 2 million views in less than 24 hours of being uploaded. It was also number 6 on trending. Okay everybody, that's pretty much the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!